Okay, so I have my Fox 45 inch in here now. I did run it. It runs extremely well. Now I want to kind of take it down a little bit. Maybe not completely, I don't know. I really just want to at least see the top of the head and maybe get this head soaking so it looks a little bit cleaner. I like to clean it up since it's a very fine running engine. Now I want it to look like a fine running engine. As most of my viewers know, I'm kind of one of those type of people. I really like my stuff to look nice too. So, with that said, let's start seeing if we can take this thing off, take this thing down now. Okay, here you can kind of see the inside there. It's weird that so many of these fasteners on this thing are actually Phillips head. Now I'm assuming that there's going to be a gasket under here, and then I'm also assuming that it is not going to survive. Now I did order a new backplate gasket for this engine, so I will have a new gasket there to put on it. Oh, cool. It does have a gasket, and it looks like it might be stout enough to actually survive. I really want to kind of clean this whole engine up in my ultrasonic cleaner, but if that doesn't come off, then it's not going to survive. This carb is an interesting carb because it seems like it's got an awful lot of parts. You've got the throttle barrel, you've got a separate clicker here, and a separate, idle adjustment screw, knurled knob. Then you've got two screws here that look like they hold this spray bar assembly in place. Just seems like there's an awful lot of high parts count for this particular carb. Since the carb was operating so well, I may just put it in the ultrasonic like this and not really tear it all apart. So let's do that first and see. God bless. Even these head screws are these damn Phillips head. Okay, that tells a little bit more story. It has been run before, and now I'm pretty confident that this is not a stock gasket, because it looks like it was been torn apart and cleaned once before. That's at least the indication I'm taking from looking at that top of that piston. So, oh wow. Now I didn't expect that. I think I remember reading that there is in the review that I saw that it had a two-piece head, but this, I did not expect that. I was kind of thinking that this one was not one of those that had a two-piece head, but apparently it does. So let's see if I'm actually going to be able to get this thing out of here. If I should have, probably should have taken that out before well, I guess a little ultrasonic cleaning won't hurt the glow plug. I probably just won't be using that glow plug anymore. But seeing as I really can't get that out, I guess it's going to go in the bath just like that. Now for the back plate. Looky there. It is quite an interesting design. My question is, how easily is it going to be to get this sleeve out? Let me see, maybe if I can get lucky, and maybe this gasket will come off intact. Look at that. Woohoo! Yeah. That gasket will survive. Survive to seal another day. Now, I'm probably going to have to heat that up considerably to want to get that sleeve out of there. I'm assuming that sleeve will come out. I don't see that there's any other way to get the connecting rod off and the piston off. Inside of this looks really good. I can see that says, that bearing that's in there says Japan on it. So that's a Japanese bearing. Let me put some heat or some oil, 3-in-1 oil around this thing. And I'm going to heat this thing up pretty heavily and see if I can't coax that sleeve out so that we can completely dismantle this engine. Okay, I was able to get this thing heated up enough to get that out. Now let's see if this piston wants to come off. Okay, here are the parts that just came out of the cleaner. The head's cleaned up. I was never able to get this connecting rod off the crankshaft, so I wasn't ever able to actually remove the piston. I'm not sure if it's one of those deals where you actually have to get that wrist pin out and do it that way. I haven't been able to get that wrist pin to budge. Right now the bearings feel fine, so I'm not going to worry about dismantling this anymore. But as you can see, this casing looks a lot cleaner now, as does this carb. Now, this gasket didn't come off, so I'm just going to use it again and reassemble this engine and put it back together and see if it runs still. Okay, so here's the cleaned up engine after its disassembly, or at least 90% disassembly, and romp through the ultrasonic cleaner. Still has fantastic compression, but now it just looks a little bit better. So I'm really considering, oh, and before anybody asks or comments, yes, I did make sure I had the sleeve lined up properly. I made special note of how that sleeve went in before I took it apart. So I might actually take this out and rerun it again today, just because now it looks cleaner. It still has snappy compression. The bearings were good. This engine has had bearings replaced in it fairly recently. So anyway, there you have it. Nice cleaned up Fox 45.